Today I am going to show you a second grade lesson on mixing tints and shades. We are working on value. The first step to get started is we are going to be folding our paper into 6 different sections. So we're going to start by making a hot dog fold so that our paper is long and skinny. So I'll fold my paper so it looks like a hot dog bun. The next fold that we're going to do is a tri-fold, and it's a little bit tricky for my second graders, so I'll be going around to help them. But what they're going to be doing is moving this so that they're making 3 even sections. Now when I hold this up this way, I can see that this one is smaller than these other ones, so I would have to adjust it. So if I was going to fold like this, I could see that this section right here is too small, so I need to even those out. And when it looks like the sections are about even like this, I can squash that and really fold it with my finger. So when I open it up, I should have 6 sections. So open it up and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections in my folded paper. Now we're going to get our paper ready to paint. So in the top 3 squares, we're going to, right in the middle, we're going to draw a wavy line. Then right below that wavy line, in the same 3 squares, I'm going to draw a parallel wavy line, which means it goes just the same as the other one, except for it goes below it. So I'm in the first 3 squares, the top 3, and I drew a wavy line, then a wavy line right below it across all 3 of my top squares. The next thing they're going to do is do the exact same thing right below in the bottom 3 squares, drawing a wavy line. Then right below it, they're drawing a wavy line. Before we put our pencils away and trade them in for paintbrushes, we're going to flip our paper over, and on the back we're going to write our name and a teacher code. So this is to Z. So we are going to start off with the pure color of red, and up here this is going to be the pure color. Above it is going to be a tint. And below it, we're going to make a shade. So we're going to start with the pure color by dipping in the paint, swipe off on the side a little bit if we need to, and then really carefully following the line that I just made with my pencil and painting just inside those lines with the pure color of red. And I'm only painting inside of 1 of my 6 squares. So the other ones will be the other colors of the rainbow. So this one's red, and I'm smoothing the paint out so I'm not leaving big blobs of paint there. And then when I'm done, I'm just going to rest Mr. Brush down on my table or right inside next to the paint. Actually, put it right on your table, please. Next, we're going to make a tint of red. So we're going to be mixing white and red together. So to do that, I'm going to take my spoon and I'm going to take a little bit of white and move it on to the palette. Now, again, I'm just going to put this down on the corner of my palette so it doesn't get a bunch of things dirty. I'm going to put a little extra red on my brush. I've got red, got a little pile of white, and now what I'm going to do is start mixing that up. And I'm going to mix this until I don't see stripes of red or stripes of white until I have 1 color. And what I'm making is a tint of red. So it should be a lighter red. It should be making like a pink color. So I'm mixing that up. I don't see much red or much white anymore. It's mostly mixed. And then what I'll do with this tint of red is go right above my pure color of red in square number 1. And I'm just going to paint right above here, staying right inside that first spot. Okay, now I'm done, so I'm going to rest my brush on my palette. Now we are ready to paint the shade of red, but before we do that, we need to get the tint off of the brush. So my students have been given a cup of water, and they're going to be swishing inside the water. And then on the side of the cup, they're going to be doing swipe, swipe. We never do a bang, bang, because that splats water all over other people's artwork and the art room. So we swish, swish, and then swipe, swipe. And it looks like most of the red and the tint of red are off of my brush now. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to have a paper towel. And inside of the paper towel, I'm going to pinch Mr. Brush's hair dry. So I give him a little pinch right here with my fingers. Pinch, pinch, pinch. Now he is dry and clean and ready to do another color. Now that my brush is clean, I'm going to move on to make the shade of red. So I had a spoon that was just for white. Now I have a spoon here that is just for black. So I'm going to take a tiny bit of black. Black is a super powerful color, so I don't need much black. So I'm taking a tiny dot of black, rest my spoon on my palette, and then I'm going to dip my clean brush into red paint. Now I have pure red and a little bit of black on my palette, and I'm going to mix those two up. Okay, and it should be making a dark red. And I keep mixing until the colors are mixed. I shouldn't see stripes of black or stripes of red. Just using a small section here on my palette. And then when I've got it all mixed up, I go right below that tint of red. I'm going below my pure color. So it should be tint, pure color, shade. So I'm painting right here. I'm just staying in square number 1 because we're going to be doing a rainbow across the way. So our next color would be orange. So right now I'm just still working on my shade of red right here. And as soon as I'm done with my shade of red, I'm going to wash my brush again by swishing it in the water and swiping it on the side and pinching it in the napkin. When he's clean, I'll put him down to rest. The next step would be for my students to move on to the next color, which we would be making orange, and we'll demonstrate that in another video. This is the first steps in starting a value using tints and shades of a rainbow for 2nd grade.